right. Welcome to Landline. So I've been wanting to do a talk show for a while. Um, and I keep pushing back, like actually starting this, blah, blah, blah. And I am in a terrible mood today. So today's probably the worst day for me to actually do it. But the problem is that I've been pushing this off for a year. And so I was told if you make deadlines, you have to actually follow through on them. Otherwise, you'll never do the thing. So guess what, y'all? We're here. We're doing the podcast. It's Landline. It's a call-in show. You call in. You can leave messages at any time. The phone number is 615-212-5437. And yeah, you can just talk about anything that you want. I told people about this ages ago. I kind of forgot to publicize it. So I got a lot of verbal confirmations that people would call in. Not surprisingly, very few did. But it turns out I've got 3 voicemails. I think 2 are from the same number. And we're going to listen to them together. And this is going to be a journey, man. All right. Let's even see if we can all hear these together.
This is no question, just a poem written by a madman. Meth dog, strange lights, no hair on his back, no tooth in his jaw. Meth dog, 9 volt. He's not a dog you pet. He wags his tail so hard you can't really see him. Barely. 9 volt.
Awesome. Awesome call to kick this off with. What's incredible is I actually know who that caller is. So I moved to Nashville about in like July of 2023. Did not know a single person here. Not true. I knew a friend from kindergarten. She's kind of into drugs a little more than I am. I'm sober and I can't really do any mind altering stuff. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll just kind of like do a little bit of distance for a smidge. Anyway, I love her. She's amazing, blah, blah. So I had to make some new friends, and I started doing that by like, I don't know, just kind of existing here. I know this dude. First of all, thank you for calling in, man. You're awesome. You're better than all my friends. I don't know much about poetry, so I can't really weigh in on that. But I like that. I feel like you just kind of got some of your vibe out, and the world got to experience some of you. You didn't say your name, so I'm not going to say it. But let's see what the next caller is. I mean, Nashville is full of surprises.
Yes. I'm concerned about the shadow people sneaking
Awesome.
around the corner.
It's him again.
The shadow people is. Oh wait, no, that was a bush. Oh wait, did you hear that? Oh no, that was another bush. It sounded like the devil growling at the door. Nope, just another bush moving.
Okay, awesome, double awesome. So what's amazing about that as well is I wish you guys could see the captions or like transcription that Google Voice tried to get from that. Yes, I'm concerned about the shadow people sneaking around the corner. Shadow people. Oh no, that was another bush. It sounded like a double grounding at the door. Actually, I think they did like okay, but I feel like there was a lot more in there. It's kind of like when you get a translation of a foreign film and you're watching it and you're like, I feel like there were a lot more jokes in here that I'm just not getting. And I remember once watching a director's cut of Amelie, and the director is the first time he'd seen it with English subtitles, and he was so mad because he was like, there are so many jokes nobody's getting. This is terrible. So I feel like that is what Google Voice's, existence is kind of like there's so many jokes. It's not kidding. Okay. Oh, I'm actually I think I know who this next caller is. Okay. Oh, let me, yeah, no, actually we're going to wait. Okay. So one of the things I told people the idea of this show is that you could call in and say anything. Like, um, I'm I'm someone who likes to talk and ask questions specifically, and I don't like when I don't really know where at this I'm supposed to be looking. So I think sometimes I'm going to be looking at you guys, and sometimes I'm going to be looking at some myself. Um, I so I like to ask questions and actually be asking them, and it seems like I don't know, I seem to be confronted with people getting mad at me for asking questions a lot lately. Um, like it seems loaded. Where really I'm just asking the question. Like, I want to know, can I watch the Cosby Show? Like, that dude was funny. Uh, do I need to say anything else, or can I just watch that show? And is it even available anywhere, or did we just erase that? Um, I don't, I'm not saying anything else. Uh, if like someone wants to ask, I asked one kid like what they would call and ask about, and they asked, why are there numbers? She wants to have that answer. Um, I'm looking into that for you. I actually would be curious to know what other people think. I mean, because you can like Google it and AI it, but I want to give her a real answer. Um, then I said, "Oh, I talked to my friend today, and I was telling her about the show, and I was pitching the idea for this first show to be like maybe we talk about what's the American dream, or what do you think of for the American dream?" And it was crazy because so my friend, she moved to Los Angeles and she's an editor. We both work in the entertainment industry, and she's been pretty bummed out by LA. Like LA, I don't know if anyone got the memo, but like it kind of sucks now. And so she basically spent like her all of her savings to get out there, left her life in New York, and it just is a drag. Like it's dirty. It's kind of the way people describe Amsterdam now or San Francisco, where it's like, dude, it just kind of got to be like a crap hole. So she's like, I got to move home, and now I'm broke. What's incredible is at one point we're talking, and I look up on her mantle behind her, and she has two Emmys and some other award, like an Edie or something that I don't understand because it's like an editor's award. And I said, "Oh my God, uh, congratulations on your Emmys." And she was like, "Oh, yeah, thanks. I actually earned two more, but I don't have the money to get them." She said, "Apparently, you have to pay $500 to get the damn Emmy." So this girl has worked hard enough to earn an Emmy nomination and win it twice over, but not actually be making enough money in her field to get the award, which remarkably costs $500 even if you win it. This is insane to me. So as we were talking, I was like, okay, so would you say that's your American dream? Your dream is that you can actually afford to own the award that you earned. Um, then I was thinking, for myself, the American dream, I mean, you just kind of think about it actually, before I get to myself, I'm on this kind of cool entrepreneurial group. It's called Night Owl Nations. Shout out to that. Anyone who wants to join, it's amazing. This guy's son teaches it. He's incredible. And so I was in what's called like a small group there today. And I was just sort of pitching my idea of today's topic. What do you think of when you hear the term the American dream? And I love it. This community is a very international community. So I got some amazing answers. The first answer was, or I would say like the best answer was, this one, I won't say her name because she didn't tell me I have permission to say it. Um, but hopefully she calls in another time because she's very funny and entertaining and she has her own podcast. Um, but she was like, yeah, I have a question. When I hear American Dream, why do Americans think they're the center of the universe? And it was like, oh, okay, please continue. Tell me what you mean. And she was just went on about how, like, she basically was like, I don't know if you realize, but the rest of the world, like, yeah, we understood an election happened and like we get it and we get the impact or whatever. But honestly, none of us think you guys are going to make it no matter what, no matter who wins. I think the way she worded it was whether it's Trump or that black guy, Obama. And she said, it doesn't matter. You guys are doomed. Like, America is just doomed. And first of all, I totally like this girl. She's super funny and smart and cool. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I was recording this. Please call in. Like, this girl's awesome. And because it's not, I mean, obviously I don't agree. Otherwise I wouldn't live here. But I love that, like, she was free to say it. And then I am free to listen and then also be like, oh, okay, that was not what I was expecting. But it did make me realize when I thought of a topic for the podcast, this was a very kind of insular topic I picked, like American Dream. Like, I just sort of assumed at least one other person in my small group would be from the United States. And as I started to introduce it, I got really self-conscious because it was like, I'm not picking a universal theme here. I'm picking something that's very culturally specific. So I kind of, I don't know. I was like, I feel like she has things to teach me right now. So I listened. I also was surprised because I feel like, I wouldn't ever feel comfortable saying something like that to somebody else about their country. So in a way it was like, oh yeah, no, definitely Americans are very self-centered. But I like, including myself, like, I'm self-centered that I picked this topic, but it was like, oh, I don't think I would ever say to someone like, your country's doomed. Um, but then originally this topic came up for me. I was thinking about it because, one, I was just looking through an old book I have of the Kennedys, and I was thinking about how I used to idolize them when I was little, and how, in the information age, like, I know so much about them and now, and it's like, I don't know, am I allowed to still kind of think that they had really good style? And then I was thinking about, like, Americana and what it's like and what it's been. And then I started to think about, like, so the American dream used to, I think, mean in a really straightforward way, oh, you can be born into any situation, and if you work hard enough, you can achieve whatever you want. And the idea being that that's not true everywhere in the world. And the achieve what you want was usually pictured as, like, enough food to eat, a home, and a family. So I was thinking, over the last year, I have come to realize that I am a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I am postmenopausal and I'm divorced and I'm 42 years old. So my life did not turn out the way that I thought. And it's not bad by any stretch, but I don't really know what my goals are now. Like, I'm not going to have a family. And before everyone blows up this thing with, I understand there are alternatives, but, like, I'm not going to biologically be able to have a family. I am gonna, like, I got divorced from my best friend, which I never thought would happen after 17 years. And I'm kind of in this rebuilding place, and it's making me think like, all right, well, what do I value? I'm not sure I'll ever be able to afford a house. I mean, I think even if I was making over $1 million a year, I'm not sure I'd be able to afford a house in any of the places that I want to live. So, like, it just it made me really start questioning what is the American dream? What does it mean to reach your apex in America? So, with that, we're going to play the last voicemail that I have on here.
Inga Headland, this is Veronica Segovia Bizon. I have so many questions, and I'm so excited for you. This is awesome. One, am I really calling a landline and leaving a voice message? And then I'm hoping that you're not playing people's messages in their entirety, because I might ramble. So just play excerpts or something, but that's up to your creative direction. But just on the topic of the American dream, which is what I see posted on your website, I've been thinking about it since I saw it. And I feel like it's about legacy. And that is true whether your family got here 5 centuries ago, whether you're native to this land and have always thought about the descendants 7 generations from you in the future. And even for those who are just arriving now from, wanting a better life for themselves and the future of their families. I think it's about legacy, and that spans all socioeconomic status. So I just wanted to be a caller. I'm dying to know how many messages Dan Coogan has left. And I hope that this show is awesome and that people call every day, all the time. And I just wish you the best. Good luck. I'm excited. Bye.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So that caller, guys, Veronica, she's amazing. Oh my gosh. Everything about that call just made me so happy. Okay. So first, she and I knew each other when we were in middle school. And she's our relationship, our friendship is a wonderful example of why cancel culture should not exist. Because we knew each other in middle school. I moved away, life went on. I came back at one point, I think I was like 35 or something, and she was 35, and I go to her birthday party and we like see each other again for the first time in a long time. And it turned out she hated me and had hated me ever since we last seen each other when we were like 13 or something, where she was like, "You're the worst person ever. You were so mean to me. I hate you." And I had no idea what she was talking about. And she was like, I don't like, it was a hardcore hate. So there was no chance we were going to be friends. Like, she was not interested in being friends with me. And I felt terrible that this person really hated me. But I didn't know what to do. And what is amazing was that as time went on, I mean, I really tried to make amends for having been mean in middle school. But the fact that now she and I are friends, she's one of the most loyal and amazing friends I've ever had. Like, I had my one kind of strange friend from Nashville call in twice, and Veronica, my former nemesis from 13 years old. And that message was awesome. Like, she thought about it, she invested time and energy, and it just every time makes me think like we never have to let our past keep us from becoming who we're meant to be. And also, don't be afraid to say you're sorry, even if you don't remember what the thing is. Like, so I was mean. And also, don't be afraid to forgive people, because Veronica is awesome and she and I are like cool friends. Okay. Also, Dan Coogan, who she mentioned in there, he was my boyfriend in seventh grade. He dumped me. It's not a big deal. I mean, I'm still pissed about it, but it's fine. And he has not called and left a message. So thanks a lot, Dan Coogan, for nothing. Legacy. I love that. Like, that's totally true. So Veronica, I'm gonna mess this up. Uh, oh, I wish she was on the phone because she has a really amazing story in terms of her background, her family, and her heritage. So I'm not going to paraphrase it because I really don't want to mess it up, but maybe I'll add something again later once I do some research after this recording is finished. But that is really true. And in a way, that's something that she's not the first person to say to me who is either first, second, or third generation who moved to America, where it's like, it's something that, okay, so at this day and age, I feel like we live in a very, what's the word, like disposable time. So everything just feels very ephemeral and like it's kind of like if you've ever seen a roll of film, like the way old film was, light on fire, it just immediately disintegrates. And it feels like that's kind of what it seems like our actions are like now because everything gets posted and deleted, posted and deleted. But family and a life was meant like there was a time where you believed your actions had consequences and you believed your family had heirs and you believed your building had like could last for generations. And I think it's something that I certainly take for granted. And I really love when I'm reminded by someone who's like, hey, this is special. And something like maybe it is, it's possible. Like the whole point is this isn't like a pro America thing. Like just the idea was it's thinking like, okay, in your current state, where you are, where you're living, what you're doing, what makes life worth living? And what are we striving for? And I love that legacy is something Veronica said because it is looking both to the past and the future. We can live our lives and know that we have a certain level of freedom to make an imprint. And that can be scary because it can mean like we're jerks and we can be jerks in seventh grade. But it also means that we can do beautiful things in the long run, like become friends with amazing women later in life or start goofy talk shows. Or I painted a painting for her firstborn son and she wanted to put it in his like above his crib when he was born, and it was just such a beautiful experience. Like life moves forward and the film doesn't disintegrate, and so what we're building matters. And yeah, I want to kind of emphasize like I don't know what made me think about making it the American dream instead of like, what's life about? Because I could have just picked that as a topic. But I guess part of it is because I live in America and I've like sobered up for the first time in forever. So I'm actually doing things like paying attention to my finances and retirement and taxes and it being like, oh, what does it mean to be a responsible adult? And so I'm noticing things like rules and laws and voting. And it's like, oh, I live in a place and I make choices and it matters. So what, like, I can choose to leave anytime I want, which also is like insane amounts of freedom. But I'm choosing to live here. So what kind of life do I want to choose to have? So really the question is you insert whatever country you live in, in this sentence where it's like, what is the fill in the blank dream for wherever it is that you are, so that it's within the confines or construct or constraints or whatever of where you are in your life. What is, where are you headed? Where do you want to go? And I know for me, for a long time, I was really good at saying what I didn't want. And I was really good at saying what I hadn't gotten. But I am not so great at actually owning and saying what I do want, because I'm kind of a coward. And I'm afraid if it turns out I don't want it, I have no one to blame but myself. So I'm saying that here to hold myself accountable and, in a way, establish a little bit of a legacy, at least, digital breadcrumbs, so that I have to start kind of saying things and sticking by them, or at least making choices. I think that's all I want to say for that. We're going to close up now because this has been long enough. I am probably going to post this. We'll see how it goes. I'm like so happy that people are loving and kind enough to call in. I'm so much less angry than I was when I first started. I'm in a really good mood now. Yeah, the world's good. People are good. I'm excited to do this. Guys, call in 615-212-5437. Leave a message about anything you want. Check the website, thelandlineshow.com. Follow at the Landline Show. And the web, like I'll post on the website and on Instagram things like, possible topics. There's also a way for you to submit topic ideas. But really the voicemail service is on 24/7. So just leave a message anytime and I'll check it and we'll get it up on the air so we can all address it. Yeah, but this has been great. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, and the end.